On Sunday, we were live at the Forest Town Arena. And one of the great things about doing a smaller room is I get to do the Q&A. We had 220 or 30 people there, and it was just so magical, the atmosphere. And I asked for a Q&A in the second act, and a lady called Diane from Chesterfield put her hand up, well, the one that was working, having had the other in plaster. I said, "What has gone wrong, my darling? What is your function?" And she told me that she tripped the day before going for a job. She had to go for a new job because the day before she had been unceremoniously dismissed for saying two words that are deemed incredibly offensive. I hope Diane joins us on the phone now. Hello, love, are you there?
Hi, Alex. Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much for calling in. Tell me your story. You were working at a taxi rank and you said two incredibly offensive words, I understand.
Not a taxi rank. I worked for a company, a car company, as a service advisor.
Right.
And I had a lovely call from a gentleman who had problems with his transporter vehicle, problems with his sat-nav. It was taking him 25 miles out at sea. He said, "I've got my speedos to hand." And I said, "Oh, have you seen any dinghy divers?" Now, obviously, all calls are recorded for monitoring and training purposes.
Yes.
And 2 days later, I was pulled in the office where they questioned me, what is a dinghy diver?
Oh, my God.
So I said it's a boatload of illegal immigrants that come across the sea, get out the boat and swim to land. They eventually deliberated and said, "I think it's going to have to go to disciplinary because we think you've breached the grounds of our company values and you've not shown empathy."
Oh, God. Empathy. It is a joke for a start.
Empathy.
B, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
When you brought this up on Sunday at the live gig, I said to you that the problem they're going to have in any tribunal or court of law is it doesn't exist. It's something I've created uniquely to take the pish out of the lunacy that these now cruise ship-sized dinghies are bringing over illegal people who throw their phones into the channel trying to avoid those P&O ferries who are about to crash into them because the captains don't know how to drive them. And it's a joke. It's a pish take. That's why I did the T-shirts. A dinghy diver is not just for Christmas. Well, it turns out I was right, as some 7 months later, they're still fucking here and not going to wander. I'm curious to know then, the tribunal ruled that you were what? What did you do?
So basically, that was on the Friday. I was suspended with full pay. Saturday morning, a letter was hand-delivered, dated that date, for a disciplinary hearing on the Tuesday. And then the Wednesday morning, I was called back in and dismissed on the grounds of no empathy, not took the company values.
But I don't, the notion of empathy, I mean, if they'd have sacked you for being racist, we'd got something to go on because dinghies aren't a race. But empathy, how are you not being empathetic by making a joke about something that actually doesn't really exist? It's a joke.
I did say to them, Alex, that, you know, it's a term by a YouTuber and an ex-journalist who just makes fun of people coming over on a boat. It wasn't meant as malice. It wasn't harmful. It wasn't aimed at anybody.
Thanks for blaming me, by the way, love. No wonder our ratings are going through the roof on YouTube at the minute. I noticed we're averaging 100 to 200,000 a video. Maybe your entire car company team are now addicted. I mean, I love their righteousness that they're going to challenge you over language. I suspect what they've done is lured you into a thing. I would have said, I don't know. I said it off the top of my head. I don't know what I meant. A word to the wise.
I said, Alex.
Yeah.
So I did say that, Alex. I said it. Just something I said off the top of my head. The customer on the phone was laughing. He didn't elaborate. He hasn't made a
so let me work out how I can help you. The first question is, Diane, you unfortunately went for a job the next day, fell over, and you thought you'd broke your arm. You've now got stitches. I mean, this has gone from bad to worse. And the unfortunate...
It has. So I've been for so I haven't broken it because I went to the fracture clinic yesterday. Yeah. But I do have 7 stitches in my arm, which, you know, unfortunately, if I hadn't gone for an interview, then I wouldn't have stitches in my arm because I'd still be in a job that I'd been in for 4 years.
Okay, let's pause there a second. First question is, do you want that job back?
No, I don't want to work for the company.
Right, because I can cause a stink, name them. I can go to the press office and ask for a statement and say I'm going to pay for legal action on your behalf. So what would be more helpful? Me trying to get you a job, would that be more helpful at this point? Because I feel a bit responsible, Diane. I mean, I've put this this little line in your head and you've repeated it, which isn't my fault. Repeating a libel, repeating defamation, as many people are going to find out, actually is not a defence in a court of law. This isn't libelous or defamatory. It is a joke under free speech of your human rights section 10. So I don't think they'd get very far if you were to sue them. Shall we sue them for a laugh?
No.
If I pay, shall we cause a bit of shenanigans and sue them? Well, no, I mean, they don't have the right to stop your free speech over something that doesn't really exist.
No. I did say that to them, you know, I do have free speech, you know, why can't I just speak my mind and have a laugh with the customer? You know,
I mean, you didn't use a racial slur. There is no, I mean, I'm very careful the words I use, which is going to cost people dear in the coming weeks. I mean, I'm very careful. I've never been arrested on a hate crime for anything, on the Dinghy divers, on the ambivilacious bifocals, on the transformers, nothing, because I'm very clever in using jokes, which is what Joe Lycett had to tell the police when they came to arrest him over a joke this week. It's very interesting how our rights, human rights, free speech is being boiled down to nothing by the second, and somebody's got to fight for it. What can I do? Do you want me to take on this battle, or would it be more helpful to you if I just try and get you another job?
I need to work.
Right, let's start there then. I'll talk to you off air about whether we take legal action. Because I'd like my Henry.
That's lovely.
Yes, on a Henry to Diane basis, I'd like him to call you and see whether we've got a potential action, because it seems to me they would struggle in a court of law to defend something that was a joke that doesn't even exist, could be a gross misconduct. Right, so here's what I would like to do. If anybody has a job, presumably on the phones, customer service, we need a small company with a sense of humour, not some fucking box-ticking, human rights-driven, BBC, Guardian reading, champagne-sipping-esque company. Could you email at 0115vor@gmail.com, and I'll pass any details on to Diane from Chesterfield, in and around Chesterfield. It's very specific, this, but I think we can do it. I'd like to help you.
Thank you, Alex.
I also feel very bad that I'm partially responsible because, as we know, I've had to pay the price for free speech and now you're paying it on my behalf. This is unfortunate.
I think it's all been taken out of context, if I'm honest, Alex. You know, like you said in the audience, you know, was this person around 25 years of age? Yes, that person was.
Yes. We've got to put these gobshite lefties in their place. They think they can treat us like anything. I suspect they don't like you because of your age and your humour and your wit and your appearance, and the fact that before you even told me this, I was attracted to you, as you know, on Sunday, and we had a laugh before I even knew anything about this, because you're charming and you have a warmth and you radiated fun, and I was sort of connected to you. It's so weird how that happened, but that happens in my audience all the time.
I mean, on the back foot of losing my job, if you've been deemed as sacked for any particular reason, you should be escorted off the premises. You know, make sure that I had none of that, Alex. I was told I could go and say goodbye to my colleagues, collect my things.
They're embarrassed. I would like to write them an email and find out their corporate line and see whether we can get some form of clarity on their legal position. I'm not interested in their opinion. Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, and most stink. I don't want their opinion on what you said. I want the legal definition of how they've managed to turn what you said into gross misconduct. I'm fascinated. This is what is underlying my entire life at the moment. It's okay, people having opinions of hurt feelings, opinions about feeling like they have been affected in a certain way, but the law is very different. You have to prove it legally, and that's what I'm interested in doing. So I'm going to contact you tomorrow, Diane. I think we'll kick up a fuss, but if anybody can help, Diane from Chesterfield, if you're in and around there, she might. Are you even willing to work remotely if somebody could get you a Zoom thing or whatever it is, a phone system from home?
I can drive. I can drive.
Would you consider being a hooker, love? I know a lot of, you know, ladies of the night who might need assistance.
Probably in my spare time, but I don't have much of that either, Alex.
Well, and what with your hand issues at the moment, being in a sling and all, that wouldn't help.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to put that on the back burner. Maybe we'll end up with an OnlyFans channel for you, Diane. Listen, thank you for coming. We had a hoot on Sunday. It was an amazing atmosphere in there again, wasn't it?
We did. It was lovely. It was lovely. It was a really, really nice evening. It's been a pleasure chatting to you today.
Did you hand back that lady tickler I gave you in Act 1?
I did, yes.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I haven't seen sight and sound of it since. It's just, it's sort of 15 inches.
I did leave it on the stage.
You sure you did?
I did.
Right
I'm
hand up to the
positive
big
I
man.
left it on the
You
stage.
promised me? Okay, all right. Diane, I love you.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I'll ring you tomorrow and we'll get an email.
Thank you very much.
Love you.
Lovely, Alex. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. What a nice lady. 0115 VOR @gmail.com if you can help our friend Diane.